Live chat 67 here on Brooks's Base Corner. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thanks for coming along. Look, oh, that's an horrendous picture. Come on, Michael. We can do a bit better than that, can't we? We're on the lean a bit as well. So let's just try and get this tripod coming up with a better picture than... Yeah, it's kind of a bit better. That's a bit better. So yes, the reason there's a cardboard box behind me. New cameras arrived. Bought a new camera last week and looking forward to getting the grips with it very shortly. It's got to wait a day or two. I've got so much going on that I can't do it at the moment, but it's okay. We can wait. The results will be very much worth it. So I'm just about to put the tripod on there. That should be better. I think that's probably going to work a bit better. Just bear with me a moment. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah, good. So good to see you. Live chat number 67 here on Brooks's Base Corner, all coming to you all the way from London town in the UK. It's a little warmer this week. It was freezing cold last week, but it's not so bad tonight. So I hope you're safe and well wherever you are on the planet. Hope your bass playing's going well. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So many time zones that we've got to contend with, but good to see you. Thank you for coming along. So if you've never been here on a live chat before, whether on my channel or someone else's channel, you're very welcome. This is the video window. Directly below is the live chat window on the mobile app. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. Put your cursor, insertion point, arrow, whatever you want to call it, into the live chat window, type your question or comment, press send. It appears here on my live chat window. As soon as I see it, then I can respond to it. That's kind of how that... God, that is horrendous. Sorry, I can just see the mess. I apologise. I've got so much going on at the moment. We've got videos, we've got the live chat, I've got gigs this week, going to see a show tomorrow. It's just a million and one things all going on. So yes, it's a little cluttered because I've been filming, editing, doing graphics, all sorts, photography. Yeah, just bear with me guys this week. So that's how the live chat window works. Put your cursor, your insertion point in the live chat window. Again, if you're on the mobile app, it's directly below. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. Type your comment, type your question, press send, and it'll appear here on my window. In the live chat window at the bottom, you'll see there's an emoji icon. Feel free to add those to the chat and the conversation. That shows the YouTube algorithm that you're enjoying the chat, getting involved. That lubricates the algorithm wheels if you'll accept that description. Next to that, you see a dollar symbol. That's called Super Chat. I said live chat there. Super Chat, that allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel should you wish to do so. You don't have to. The videos are all free to watch. The channel is monetized, but if you want to try and help the channel out, try and keep the channel going for as long as possible, allow me to keep buying all the equipment and stuff that we use on the videos, that'd be fabulous. Underneath the video window, you've got a row of icons directly below. You've got the thumbs up and the thumbs down. Please give the video a thumbs up. That really helps the success of the live chat, the video, and the channel. If you're going to give it a thumbs down, then please leave a comment. Let me know what you don't like, what isn't working for you. I can't make the videos in the channel better if I don't know what the problems are. If you aren't already a subscriber to the channel, please hit the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell. And when you do that, make sure you select the all notifications option. If you don't hit one of the three options in the little menu, you aren't going to get notifications. So the last option is none. And if you don't select an option, you will get no notifications at all. The second option is highlighted, which means the algorithm will pick out the videos that it thinks you might want to watch. And then the other option is all. So if you click on that, you'll get a notification every time I post up a video, every time we do a live chat, every time we do an impromptu live chat when I'm out on gigs, and then also the community tab posts as well. On that row of icons there, so you've got thumbs up, thumbs down. You've got the share button, allows you to share the video out to social media, email, websites. There's a promote button, which is for me. as a creator, so you won't be seeing that. There's the shop icon, which basically takes you through to a like a paneled window here on the live chat. To the right hand side, it shows you various items of Brooks's Base Corner merchandise. Again, if you buy any merchandise, it really helps the channel out. We don't get the full price of the merchandise you buy. I get a percentage. That's the way that works. You'll find a save icon so that you can save this video for watching at a later date. And then you'll also see a love heart with a dollar symbol in, and that's called Super Thanks. Works in exactly the same way as Super Chat, but Super Thanks is an option on every single video here on the channel. If you hit that, it allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel, should you wish to do so. Underneath the icons, you've got the description box. In there, you'll find links for merchandise to the UK and Europe store and the US and worldwide store. And you'll find affiliate links for Amazon, Thomann, Gear for Music, and Andertons. If you've got any bass-related purchases, use those affiliate links, find the item you want, put it in your basket, pay for the item, and then Brooks's Base Corner gets a very small affiliate commission. With Amazon, we have found out in the past sort of week or two that it doesn't have to just be a bass-related item. It can be any item that you buy on Amazon. So whether you're using amazon.co.uk, amazon.com, or any of the other versions of Amazon around the world, if you hit the affiliate link in the description box, it takes you through to Amazon. It'll take you through to the Brooks's Base Corner storefront, but you can buy anything on there. You can buy curlers for your hair, a nice makeup mirror. Maybe you're buying a pair of socks or a DVD or a CD or a book, or anyway, everything on Amazon will result in affiliate commission for the channel. So again, if you've got any Christmas shopping coming up, base related purchases, toys for the kids, anything, if you use the Brooks's Base Corner affiliate link in description box, that will really help the channel out. So thank you very much in advance. As well as the merchandise links, affiliate links, you'll find social media links, and you'll find Brooks's Base Corner on, breathe in, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Be Real, Reddit, Quora, Discord, TikTok, and Threads. And that is the intro. Good to see you. Right, I can see people joining the chat. Martin Fay, good to see you, all the way from Dublin. Stacey Ann from North Carolina, good to see you too. Martin saying hello, all the hellos, emojis, excellent, good to see all that. Steffi from Germany, good to see you, welcome. Some of the other regulars could well be popping along shortly. We're not confined by time tonight, we'll just see how it goes. We'll do the usual 2.5 hour, 3 hour stint, see how we go. So if you've got any questions about bass guitars, bass amps, bass speakers, combos, effect pedals, gig bags, strings, anything you want to talk about that's bass related, if you've got problems with your gear or looking to set up a pedal board, or you're having trouble playing something, or you're looking to join your first band, maybe you got your first audition, if I can offer any advice or any help, ask. That's what I'm here for. If I can help you out, that's the whole idea of the live chats. If I don't know the answer, one of the fine people here on Brooks's Base Corner's live chat in the community will probably know the answer if I don't. So, and that's what we're all about here. We try and help solve everyone's bass problems. So join in, get involved. That's what it's all about. I can see messages flying up here. Everyone's saying hello. Good to see you all. Very good. For the keen of eye, you may have noticed in the last hour and a half or so, it's about 6:30, I think, was it? Yeah. The latest installment of the bass string experiment series. Let me just very briefly get there. I'll put a link into the live chat. So if you haven't watched it, maybe you don't want to watch it, but I'm going to put the link in the live chat anyway. And if you want to check it out, feel free. If you got any questions, any comments about it, let me know. Can't remember how many videos there are now, but it's quite a few. It's racking up. I can tell you, if I go into the playlist, it'll tell me exactly how many videos there are. Okay, I know there's a few shorts related to that. So it's 14, thank you, 14, 15. We're on video 23, but that doesn't mean 23 gigs. By the end of the video that I've just put up, we'd got to gig 59, which dates back to August. Yeah, middle of August. So that video's there. I did put a video up on, well, Friday night going into Saturday. So there's been 2 videos since last week's live chat. So if you haven't checked them out, feel free. Got any questions about it? Any questions about the gigs, the bass, the strings, the bands? Now's your time to ask. I'm here taking questions. See-through head. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. I don't think you've been here before, but very nice to have you along. Good to see you. Welcome. I don't know where you're based. We're here in London in the UK. And again, I'll apologise for the mess. You can see stuff here on my desk. I normally wouldn't allow you to see that. And if I move it that way, there's just more mess that way. So, but it's a very busy time at the moment. Middle of December, we're in Christmas gig mode. I haven't done a gig yet. Normally my Decembers are rampant, absolutely rampant. But this December is a little different. For some reason, there aren't a huge amount of gigs around. I know there was a function band advertising on Facebook, London-based band. They got 33 gigs this month. The most I've ever done in a December is 23, and I thought that was good going, but 33 gigs in a month. Well done. The people that run that band, how you got that level of work in. And I'm assuming you're not putting out multiples of the band, that 33 isn't like 3 versions of the same band going out on a Saturday night. I'm assuming it is, you know, you might be doing 2 gigs in a day maybe. But yeah, that's good going. But I haven't started gigging yet. I start on Thursday. I've got an ABBA tribute at the Tivoli Theatre in Wimborne. Thursday, I've got Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at Bedford Esquires, funnily enough in Bedford, on Friday. And I've then got the A-Listers, which is a corporate function band in Oxford on Saturday. Then next week, I've got 2 nights with Platinum ABBA at the Wild Theatre in Bracknell, Wednesday and Thursday next week. Got Friday off. Friday the 15th of December, no gig at the moment. Saturday 16th, got Uncle Funk again. I think it's a private event in Hertfordshire. And that's it. That's all I've got this side of Christmas. Probably one of the quietest Decembers I've ever had. But the flip side of that is that it means I can do loads and loads of work here on the channel. So last weekend when I had no gigs, I was doing graphics work, editing videos, filming, doing some photography, doing keyword research, all the things that take time. And usually I don't have a lot of time to do. There's so many things go on that I don't generally get that sort of spare time at a weekend to do that. But this weekend I did. So it was good. Tidied everything up. Got the decks ready for, well, a whole load of stuff coming up. Once we get past Christmas, the Bass String Experiment series should be done and dusted before Christmas. Got some shorts that I need to start putting up. And then there's a whole new load of things. There's a podcast coming in January. There's a new couple of series of videos that I want to do, long form videos. We've got loads of reviews, loads of demos, some pedals stuff, some interviews coming up, some old interviews coming up. Really busy, really busy. I'm trying to keep ahead of the schedule, but yeah, there's a lot going on. So keep watching the channel. There's loads coming, and I hope you're going to enjoy some of the stuff that I'm going to be putting up. So keep watching, guys. So like I said, there was a new edition of the Bass String Experiment went up about an hour and 45 minutes ago. Link is in the live chat, as you can see. Feel free to click on that link, check the video out. Let me know what you think. I think it lasts about 11 minutes. So it was from kind of the start of August through to the middle of August, 5 gigs. And there was an ABBA gig, there was some Uncle Funk stuff. It was all Uncle Funk apart from the ABBA gig. I don't think there was any. No, it was all Uncle Funk apart from the ABBA gig at the start. But yeah, so that was gigs 55 up to 59. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. As I'm going through this, editing all this stuff up, I'm thinking, how did you actually cram in all the filming and stuff, as well as doing all the stuff that we do at the gigs? But you just do. You get on with it. See-through head bought some ZS10s through your Amazon affiliate link last week. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoy them. I've got 3 sets, and they are the only in-ears that I've used since I went for IEMs. And so there's 1 set that I use on every gig. There's a set of spares in my bag, my gig bag, and then I have an extra set here, which I think is in the drawer over there on that stacker. And in case I lose them, or they got stolen or broken or whatever. So I've always got 3 sets ready to go, and I'm very pleased with them. For the price, I don't know if there's anything better, to be honest. You can spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds getting molds and everything else done, but if they get broken, they get damaged, you get lost, get stolen, you got to buy another lot. Those ZS10s, you could buy a set and throw them away after a year, buy another set, have a nice new clean pair for the sake of 45 to 50 pounds. But I swear by them. I've got no issues with them at all. Sound great. You're new to EIMs? IEMs. I'll just put my teeth back in. IEMs. You're new to IEMs. A bit concerned that I'll miss the rumble. Everyone says this. They plant this seed for people that haven't gone down that route. And you see these people talking about the isolation platforms and what. If you get your in-ear mix right, and if you're in a band where you can adjust it yourself via an iPad or a phone, you won't miss the rumble at all. I play, so if you watch any of the bass string videos, you'll see I play in a band called, funnily enough, Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. I'm wearing the merch. I play in that band. We're a 9-piece disco band. There is no amplification on stage, none at all. It's all ears. Red Devil, good to see you. Nice, thank you for tuning in. I thought I'd missed the rumble, and over time, when we started this version of the band, there was a previous version of the band that ended just before COVID. When we came out of COVID and we started doing the gigs, for a good year, I would always make sure I had an amp and a cab in the car. And on a lot of the first gigs, I did use the cab and the amp behind me or to the side, because I was fearful that if the signal went down, I can't hear anything. There's no monitor feed. That's the whole idea of the IEMs. We have a noiseless stage. But then I thought, well, everyone else in the band is going to be in exactly the same boat. So why am I carrying backline on the stage? Because if it all goes down, we're all going to stop. So there's no point me carrying on. So for a year, I carried on bringing backline. And then I just got to the point, it was like, you're wasting your time. And you're carrying gear in and out, and you don't need to be doing it. If the system goes down, the system goes down. You can't, the keys player doesn't have backline. The guitarist is running on a Kemper. He doesn't have a speaker. So why am I doing it? So in the end now, I don't. And because a lot of our work is festival work, I run off a pedal board anyway. I got sick of carrying gear around at festivals and trying to always get your car right at the bottom of the steps where the stage. A lot of the festivals, you can't do that. So if you want to carry gear around, and then you got to look after it and keep an eye on it, and in the end I thought, you know what, this is just a lot easier just to go with a pedal board. And I have to say, because I'm able to, the rig we're using is pretty good, but I can use an iPad with I think it's called MX32 or something like that. I can mix myself. So the sound man kind of gives us our levels, and then from there we can do our own thing. I've never missed the rumble, and even after only about 6 to 8 weeks of doing that, so that would have been the summer of 2021, people were saying to me, oh, I bet you've got one of those vibrating platforms, and it was like, no, I don't need it. I don't want it. Those platforms are great if you're literally standing on one spot all night. Our band, we're all around the stage and dancing around and moving. Yeah, a platform would be a complete waste of time. And also on a lot of the festivals, I wouldn't have the time to set it up. But I certainly don't miss the rumble. And I still do gigs where I have backline. And actually, when I'm on those sort of gigs, I wish I was running in ears without the backline. So it's just what works for you. But personally, I certainly don't miss the rumble. And again, depending on the gigs you're doing, you may find you just don't have time to set it up. It's another bit of gear. You got to get wired up and get it working. And sometimes that you don't have that. And certainly on the festival shows, like we wear costumes and what have you, I'm now trying to cut down my setting up, what needs plugging in, and as minimal as I can make it. And sometimes, I mean, I had a few situations during the summer where we'd be doing a festival gig, and then I'm flying off immediately after to go and do a gig with another band, which might be a corporate event or a wedding or private function, what have you. I haven't got time to be unplugging cables and moving backline and getting it to the car. I literally just want to put my pedal board in its case, take the bass off, put it in its gig bag, and I'm off stage. And that kind of works best for me. And also what I found at festivals with backline and amps and stuff, it all gets not thrown off, but it gets manhandled off the stage by stagehands. You go and get changed, you come back, where's my gear? Where's my amp? Where's my cab? Where's my leads? Where's my pedal? Where's it all go? Oh, we just got taken off stage, mate. We've got another act coming on. And I got sick of that. I want to know where my stuff is. We don't have crew. We have a sound man, and that's it. He's got enough to do. He can't be worrying about where the bass player's gear is and all of that. So I now just try and do it as light as possible, as minimal amount of bags and boxes and cases as I can get away with. It's my preference. You might want to do it a different way, but to be honest, if you get a good IEM mix, it's all about the mix at the end of the day. You can have the great set of IEMs at £1,000, but if the guy doing the mix is useless, or you don't have any ability to change the mix you're receiving, what's the point in the best ears? A bad mix is only going to sound more badder, you know. So if you can tell me a bit more about your situation, then I might be able to offer a bit more advice there. So Red Devil said hello, good to see you. So then you say, good to know, thanks. Have put a pedal together so I have full control over your tone. You do. I imagine IEMs means that you never have to suffer a bad sounding room. From your perspective, no, but from the audience's perspective, different thing entirely. But again, it depends who's doing the sound, who's doing the out front sound. But if you don't have the means to do your own mix on the fly, so very often on a festival gig or a private gig, if I'm using my iPad to do my mix, by about the second song, I've got my mix nailed. But if you haven't got that ability to change things on the fly, then you're stuck with what's going in from song one, you know. But again, it's what works for you, what works for your band, all that kind of thing. I'm in a very privileged position with Uncle Funk that before Uncle Funk, I'd never used I'd used IEMs on a couple of tribute gigs. That was it. But the whole system we've got, there's literally a rack on wheels, which has got all of our IEM units in it. It's got a processor, it's got the mixer, the hub, the lot. It's all in one box. And there's a backup one as well. So if we turned up to a gig and there was a major problem, there's an identical backup. And it's a lovely position to be in because as members of the band, we literally just stroll up, do the sound check, hang around for an hour or two, go on, and that's it. And generally from gig to gig, there isn't a lot of change. What happens is we do have several different sound men and they kind of have their own sound profiles. So you can tell sound man A might have a lot more boost on the vocals than sound man B and C. Sometimes the drums are more full on. Sometimes my BV is quite low on their profile, so I've then got to get them to turn it up to match the mix from the gig before. It's a lovely situation though, because you get really good sound. And for years I had no monitors. A lot of the times in my old covers bands I didn't have monitoring, and you just go with it, you know, you just play and go on your backline. But in this situation I have close to, more often than not, CD quality sound in my ears. It's like listening to a live album that's all been mixed nicely. because I know what I want to hear. I want to hear hi-hats, bass drum, snare drum, a little bit of overheads on the kit maybe. I want to hear quite a bit of bass. I want my own backing vocal. And then I generally want a general mix of the band. I want to hear the lead singer's vocals, and any other BVs I tend to take out. I like to harmonise. I know what my BV parts are, so I want to harmonise to whatever the lead vocalist is singing. I'll have a bit of guitar, smattering guitar, keys. The lovely thing on our situation is obviously there's a click track there. There's the cue track. Lots of bands use them now. For years, I never knew of such a thing, but since about 2019, and people can have IEMs and stuff. You do a lot of theatre stuff because there's click for drums and tracks. You can have a cue track, so someone can be there going chorus 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're in, and things like that. Yeah, it's great. So I have a lot of that as well, and yeah, it's all good. Works for me. You won't be able to do your own mix to start with, but might go down that route. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for the advice. Confident and inspiring. It's all right. It's all right. I would have been asking the same questions 4 years ago. I hadn't done it. I had to ask friends of mine who, you know, what system should I buy? What IEM should I buy? How does this work? And a friend of mine said, well, I just bought a second-hand one off eBay. He says a lot cheaper, and the gear, there's no moving parts apart from the aerial. You know, so as long as the unit is working and it's fine and it's solid and it's not falling to bits, you'll be fine. And here we are, nearly 5 years on, and the system I bought at the start of 2019 does me proud. And actually, the one that I bought, I now rarely use, because with Uncle Funk, all of our transmitters and receivers are there in the rack. We get given the receiver, and that's it. Put it on your strap or on your belt, and away we go, and we're playing. But this weekend, like when I'm doing the ABBA stuff, I have to provide my own IEM setup. So my transmitter and receiver are in a little rack bag thing, and that's it. Away you go. But I've people always said, oh, if you buy a cheap one, you're going to have to upgrade it. Well, it wasn't cheap. It was a good level Sennheiser G3. I feel absolutely no need to have to upgrade it. It does everything I want it to do. Cost me about £300 at the start of 2019. It's more than paid for itself. And with those IEMs, you know, everyone kept saying, oh, custom molds, £600-700, blah, 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 blah. Those ZS10s are perfect. I wouldn't change it. I'm very happy with that setup. And I don't ever worry about it, to be honest. It just does its own thing. Patrick Sweeney, good to see you. Evening. Thanks for coming along. Red Devil, Mike, as you don't use backline and use a preamp pedal, ever tried using IR cab sims? I do use backline. It just depends on the band. So I've got a bunch of ABBA gigs. I've got one this week, 2 next week, and I'll be using backline on that because the band leader, it's not that he insists, but he likes to have a bass cab rumbling away so he doesn't have to have bass in his monitor. I'll be on IEMs. So yeah, but some, like when I do Queen tributes, I have backline, and on that I might use IEMs or I might not. Just depends what the situation is, whether we're providing PA or it's being provided at the event. If I'm doing a general wedding band, if I'm depping for someone, I'll take backline and IEMs and a monitor. I'm covered regardless. So, you know, so have I tried IR cab sims? I haven't generally. I just don't feel the need for it. And the thing with Uncle Funk is we're a 9-piece disco band. Once you start going into lots of processing, our guitarist is one of Cliff Richard's guitar players. So he's got a Kemper with loads of profiles and this and that and the other. To be honest, in Uncle Funk, with 9 of us, there's a lot of frequency there when you're covering the whole band. It's not like playing in a 3 or 4 piece like pub and club band. You're dealing with a lot of stuff. There's a lot on track. We've got horns. There's a lot going on, and you can end up going down a rabbit hole of way overthinking all the frequency stuff and the processing. I've got pedals for bits and sounds and filters, octave pedals, some fuzz, but generally in Uncle Funk, what it wants is a clean bass signal. There are times where I throw in a bit of distortion, or I'll use a bit of fuzz as an effect for a line, play that funky music. I'll do that with the bass fuzz pedal on. Just sounds great, just elevates the bass part, and everyone's following that line, so it kind of differentiates me from what the keys, what the horns are doing, what have you. But no, I tend not to bother with cab sims and all that. And I know some people swear by it, and they, all the helix stuff and the fractal and all of that. You can do all that, and if that's what floats your boat, go for it. If that's your sound, go for it. But what I've learned over years of doing this, can't you tell? So this year I've been professional for 28 years. Next year will be 29. Is sometimes simple is best. By all means, use effects and tailoring and technology and EQ and all that to make your signal what you want. But sometimes just the bare simple bass into a cab or into a DI box or a thing with a cab sim, sometimes that is just going to be what works. That's going to be the best thing. Fail safe. Something goes wrong, it's easy to change or sort the problem out. Once you start getting into reams and reams of processing and here's this patch for this song and it's got this and this and this and this and that, and then I've got another patch for another song, and it goes, something goes wrong, you got to try and work out what's gone wrong, how do I fix it? And sometimes you don't have the time with all of that going on. So I mean my thing generally is weigh every gig up on its merits. What do you need to do? What is the current situation with what they've got on stage? How much frequency stuff is there? Like a big band, once you start getting above 5-6 piece bands, that's a lot of frequencies, and you've got vocals trying to find where they're going. And if you're adept and it's not your regular band, you can get really lost in like, Christ, what does my bass need to be? Do I need more bottom end? Do I need clarity? Do I want to cut the bass and give myself low mids just to give myself some punch? Hard to know. But if it's your regular band, I mean, you can experiment and try all these things. You'll soon know what's working and what doesn't. But please, Red Devil, tell me more about your venture into IR cab sims, please. Tell me what you do. How do you use it? What are you using it for? Patrick Sweeney, we do our own individual mixes through our IEMs like yourself, Mike, and also have talkback mics. Yeah, see, we don't do that. Don't really have the need for that, to be honest, because generally at sound check, and even if we just did a line check, our sound men are so good. They kind of have a handle on it, on everything. And even then, they're kind of flying around the edge of the stage as we do in the first few songs. So if something's dreadfully wrong, they can sort it out sort of fairly quickly. But this is the joy of having the iPad. There are times when I might have an instrument completely maxed out on that mixer. And I realise you might be able to hear the sound. Let me just mute that coming out of the headphones. I might have, for example, sometimes my BV on my mixer is on full whack and I still can't hear it. And in that case, if I can't get the sound man to give me more level on the bass, I say bass, on the naked level for that instrument or that vocal or whatever, if I can't get him to change it, I'm just going to have to put up with it until we either get to the break, or if it's a 1 hour festival set, then that's it. Just go with it. You can't always expect to get everything perfect. And I know some musicians that get really quite tetchy and arsey if they haven't got perfect sound. Just get on with the show. You don't have time to, I mean, the guitarist in the ABBA band that I'm playing with this week, he would drive a saint, an angel, to swear. I mean, he's done things on gigs, and sometimes I just stand there and all I can do is laugh at the ridiculousness of what he's moaning about. And it's like, really, that is what That is what is causing you this much angst. It's nothing, really. It's not, I can't hear this, I can't do that. You can end up spending multiple hours of a sound check just dealing with his IEMs, and it's like, and sometimes I won't even say at sound check to the sound, can you do this, or can you, I'll just go with it. It's just fine. It's just get the gig done. Get the gig done. He's going to spend, you've just spent an hour, 2 hours trying to sort his IEMs out. He's going to carry on moaning throughout the show. Just go with it. Just, there's no point. There is no point. Life is too short. You can't have immaculate sound every single gig unless you are like a very big name act and you've got the best gear and the best sound men in the business. It's not always possible. Okay, sometimes you just got to go with it, get the job done. That's my experience anyway. I had too many years doing sort of general covers bands where the sound wasn't ideal. It was great for the punters, but it wasn't for us on stage. There isn't always time, you know, things, you can turn up on time and suddenly you need to be having access to the stage to set your gear up, and someone might be doing something, you can't get on the stage, and before you know it 45 minutes has gone and you've lost that time. You know, next week when we're doing ABBA in Bracknell, there'll be a kids pantomime on that stage before we can get in. Last year I made the big mistake of forgetting that was on, and on the first night, because we always do 2 at that theatre, I turned up at like 3:45 thinking we were going in at 4. Couldn't get access to the stage until 4:30, but they actually didn't finish. They overran. We didn't get onto the stage till 5:10, and we had to be done by 6. Sound check cut off was 6 o'clock. What are you going to do? You know, what are you going to do? You just got to get in there, set up and get moving, and if that means you have to forfeit the intricacies of what you want, then you're gonna have to forfeit the intricacies of what you want. It's just the way it's got to be. I'm sorry. But you know, it's these things are meant to make the job easier, and actually sometimes they just end up just devouring lumps of time. But I all I can say with Uncle Funk and our IEM setup, I find it great. You know, there's been 1 or 2 gigs where we've had a problem. There was one gig, a big festival actually, and sound check was perfect. I had the most amazing sound, and when we went on, all I had was complete blown out distortion, to the point that I had to just take the in-ears out and listen to what was coming through the PA out the front, because I couldn't have that in my ears. It was going to destroy my hearing. And sound man said when we came, do you have good sound? I went, no, I didn't have any sound. There was no point. There was no point being here for sound check. I might as well have not been here, because, and we were there like 6.5 hours before we were due on. I said I couldn't get to you to tell you it wasn't right. What could I do? It didn't matter that my mixer was there, and for everything was just blown out distortion. It's horrendous. Graham, good to see you. Kevin, good to see you too. Hi Mike, having a nightmare with computers. Deleted history and removed the lot. Sorry? Did you mean in order to find this video? All you've ever got to do is get on the YouTube and type Brooks's Bass Corner in the search box, and it will bring you up onto the front page, sir. Deleted history and removed the lot. I don't know. What are you talking about, Kev? I know not of what you speak. But anyway, Brooks's Bass Corner, live chat 67. We got 2 more before Christmas, and then we're taking a bit of a break until February time. I don't know when in February yet. I need to I'll look at that once we get the other side of Christmas and New Year. But we'll be back in February, and then we'll go through February, March, April and May up to the summer holidays. Then we'll take a couple of months off like we did this year, and probably do the 1 a month. That seemed to work quite well. And then we'll come back again in September up till Christmas. So it seems to work quite good that we do those sort of enforced breaks now and again. So all good. But anyway, live chat 67 here on Brooks's Base Corner. Thank you for attending. Good to see you. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I've been getting about 4 or 5 subscribers, new ones, every day for about the past week. So if you're one of those fine people who've hit the subscribe button, thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. Everything in the analytics is green and going upwards, which means the channel is doing the right things. So all you subscribers, all you people giving videos thumbs up, leaving comments is a big deal. I know loads of people think, just watch the video. That's it. If you leave a comment underneath a video, it really helps that video in the light of the algorithm. Even if it's just a really enjoyed your video, mate, send. That really helps. It really does. Likes, comments, views, view time. That's what we go for. Kev, had to sign back into Google. Right, okay, got you. Very well, you know where we are, Kev. And you can always watch on catch up, of course. So if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, maybe you've just ventured onto the channel, good to see you. Onto the live chat, sorry. Good to see you. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Please give the video a thumbs up. The thumbs ups are really important. Thumbs up, comment, all of that. It's all good. It's all good. So what news have people got? Anyone been buying anything? I know we're coming up to Christmas and what have you. Anyone bought anything new? Any new basses, new pedals? Anyone buy anything in Black Friday sales that we didn't know about? Thank you to all those that have been buying stuff using the affiliate links. I've been looking at my affiliate reports over the past week. You lot bought some shopping on Black Friday and around Cyber Weekend, that's for sure. So thank you very much, because the affiliate commissions have started appearing. Thank you. Big time. Very impressed. So thank you very much. The Amazon affiliates, Thomann affiliates. No one bought anything on Gear for Music, but that doesn't surprise me. Anderton affiliates. I've had a couple of sales through Andertons. Graham, did you buy that bass? Did you buy that bass, that Sire bass you were going to buy? I can't remember if you told me last week, but on Black Friday, there was a bass at Andertons that you were thinking of buying. Did you buy it? Someone bought something at Andertons, and in fact, I haven't logged back into there for a while, the affiliate site, so I will check that later. But yeah, did you buy that bass? Because that didn't show up when I was looking at my affiliate reports last week. So I feel like I've got a bit of fluff on my nose. Hopefully that will be it. Stacey, I know that's right. Black Friday, Cyber Monday was a hit. Yeah, it was. And thank you to all those who attended the Brooks's Black Friday Superstore. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We'll do that again. We might do one actually in the January sales. So we'll see how that pans out at the time. See if there's a lot of deals. If there's nothing around, then maybe we won't. But we will see. And I hope those of you that bought Rotor Sound strings, you've had your strings through. I'm still waiting on some swing bass strings to appear. Martin, I bought an Ashdown Tone Pocket amp from Andertons via the link. I was going to buy one of them. I ran out of time in the end. It was just too much going on. And actually, I've just bought that camera, and that would have dwarfed the cost of the Tone Pocket. So, yeah. I will check that, Martin, tomorrow. It could well be that is what the affiliate commission was for. I will check it in the report. But thank you for using the link. Very much appreciated. I'm going to be getting in touch with Andertons in the new year to see if I can get some Sire basses for review and demo here on the channel, seeing as they're the UK distributors, of course. Yeah. So if you've got any questions about bass guitars, amps, speakers, combos, gig bags, effect pedals, strings, cleaning your bass, modifying your bass, looking to build a pedal board, maybe your gear's not working, maybe you want to talk about a particular bass player, bring it on. Put your comments and your questions in the live chat window, press send, it'll appear here on my live chat, and then I can try and help you. And don't forget, at the bottom of the live chat window, we've got the emoji icon, so keep hitting that emoji icon. It helps the channel, helps the live chat. And also next to that, we've got the dollar symbol, which is the super chat facility. So if you would like to make a financial contribution to the channel, you don't have to. Watching the video, getting involved is free. But if you want to help the channel and what we do here, feel free to hit the super chat option. Or if you're watching the video at a later date, underneath the video with the row of icons, you'll find there's a love heart with a dollar symbol in. That's called super thanks. It's exactly the same thing as super chat, just allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel should you wish to do so. Graham, no, I didn't in the end. A few people said they are very heavy and that kind of put me off. I did smash your Amazon links for strings. Good boy. I think I ended up with 12 sets. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. And you got them all at that sale price. 50% off. A lot of those were. Excellent. Yeah, I'm still waiting on some swing bass strings actually to come through. I need to make a note of that, chase that up. Although it did say they might not appear until the 1st or 2nd week of December. There's so many things coming on order at the moment that you forget about them and you suddenly think, did they arrive? I know they haven't arrived. Mike, have you tried labella strings? They get good reviews. I've got a couple of sets in the garage which came through on a string test when I was writing for the magazine. I've not tried them. I haven't put them on anything. And actually, last time I probably tried some labellas was when back in 2015 when I was moving from Picato. And I've said this before, I spent about £400 of my own money buying different strings, different brands, different gauges, different metals, some coated, most of them not. I did buy a set or two of labella strings at that time, and Rotosound just won out. They just seemed to work better on the basses that I was using at the time. So I think I did try some labellas when I was doing that, and for what, I can't remember the exact reason, but the Rotosounds just seemed to do everything a little bit better for me. But I know loads of players that do use labellas. Yeah. I'm not sure who the UK distributor is. Maybe it's Bass Direct, maybe? I don't know. Might be. Might be. Are you using labellas, Kev? Is that what you're using? So I'm very aware. So I always want to put the camera in front of there. So if it was like I was using a webcam, but it doesn't work. the way my desk is set up, it just wouldn't work. And I need to see the screen for the live chat, you see. Graham, yes, all on the Black Friday sale price. Have an audition tomorrow night for a local Queen tribute band. Any tips? Yes, practice. And then practice a bit more, and then do a bit more practice. BVs, because invariably the drummers in Queen bands don't do backing vocals, so you're going to need to do that. Tips. What tips can I give you? Just learn the stuff. Queen stuff falls into the same bracket as ABBA in that we all hear those songs a million times all the time. They're on radio, TV. When you're out doing gigs, there'll be Queen songs on, and so you hear it subconsciously. But when it comes to learning it, you've got to do your homework. And the biggest tip I can give you. Make sure you learn the version that they're playing. Lots of the Queen tributes either don't play the songs as they were written or as they were recorded, or they might play a live version. Make sure you learn the correct version. Check with them. Is it live at Wembley? Is it Milton Keynes? Is it Live Killers? Is it Rock Montreal? Which version are you playing? And they're not all the same. And some of the tributes play things very specifically. So if you learn a live at Wembley version of, pick a song, Hammer the Fall, they might well play the Live Aid version, which is different. So you have to know your versions. So yeah. I'm trying to think what else can I tell you. Make sure you give yourself extra time to learn You're My Best Friend, because that's quite, if you're doing that, it's quite tricky. And before, if you get, is it an audition you're doing? You have an audition, right? If you get the gig, let me just say, from someone who's a huge Queen fan, I still run through that whole set before every gig, whether it's the day before, a couple of days before, on the morning of the gig. I will run that set, because a couple of times when I first started doing them, which wasn't that long ago, considering I'm a Queen fan, I didn't do my first one until 2019. You know the songs, and you think you know in your head the part. And I can tell you, on the first 5 to 10 tribute shows I did across a couple of different Queen tributes, you are so exhausted by the time you get into the second set, because the songs go bang, 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 and it's like an audio assault, the way those songs are written. You know, there's a lot going on. Drums are loud, guitars are loud, da 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 da, hyper excitement, lots of adrenaline, da da da. You get into the middle of that second set, and you've got all the big hitters in the second set, generally. You can get to Bohemian Rhapsody and your mind goes completely blank, or We Are the Champions, or Now I'm Here. You know, you might have that in the second set. Normally I end up playing that in the first set. And again, you've got to know your version, but some of those songs are quite, when you break them down and play them at home, they're quite simple, but your mind can just go I've had Bohemian Rhapsody, got to the middle section and gone, what's my first note in this? It's B flat, of course. And you're like, and by luck I hit the right note, and the muscle memory was off, and I was like, oh, okay, fine, it's okay. But I've had a blank in We Are the Champions, final song of the night. I've had a blank, Killer Queen, but that's usually in a first set. That can sometimes, now there's a song that, especially if you're going to do BVs on it, you've got to put extra work in for Killer Queen, because it is not a walk in the park. It's all over the shop. It's a great bass line, but it is all over the shop. So, yeah. I'll try my best. Any other tips, any pointers? I mean, if you get the gig, great, fabulous. I'm really pleased for you. Then you'll start finding, as you learn the whole set and what have you, the things you need to kind of work on. Yeah, I mean, so a lot of the 80s stuff is fairly formulaic. Verse, chorus, solo, chorus, chorus to end. But the 70s stuff, there's a lot going on in some of those songs. But if I can help you at all, you know to nudge me on Messenger, and I'll help you. It's Kevin. No, too expensive. We're talking about Labella strings, £50 a set. Correct. Stacey, I was waiting for that one, playing the version that the band is playing off of. Yes, the Wembley version of Hammer the Fall is on my to-do list. The songs are extremely well orchestrated. Every Queen song is like that. They did all the work for you. I mean, I have this discussion with all sorts of musicians, lots of tribute bands, all the time. You don't play your version of these songs. They did the orchestration, the arranging, they wrote it, the keys they selected. That is what the song is. Don't play your, I'm not saying this to you as you individually, but bands, don't play your versions of it. People are coming to see your band based on the version they know. That's the version you're playing. And lots of bands, and sometimes musicians, I mean, I've done Queen tributes where Deps have come in and played their version. I don't care about your version. I want the version that we're playing. That's all that matters. That's all that matters to Mrs. Miggins, who's just paid 25 quid for a ticket. She sat in the front row. She wants to hear Killer Queen the way she knows it, not your sort of club-handed version that you've knocked together. You know, so just do the songs. Well, what are you doing? What have you got to do for your audition? I'm sure they won't have asked you to learn a 2-hour set. So I presume you're doing like 5 or 6 songs, maybe. What have you got? Let's see if Brooksy can help you. Try and ease your way through it. I mean, you shouldn't really, to be fair, Graham, you shouldn't be on the live chat. You should be learning the stuff. But let's see if I can help you in any way. Is there anything you've got to do at the audition and it's tripping you up? Is there anything that you need a hand with? I'll even pull the bass out of the rack. How about that? Do. Anyone else got any questions about Queen songs or tribute band stuff? I have a bass. It's not plugged in, but you'll be able to hear it. I've got hand cream on, my fingers all slidey. Lewis Wingrove, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm in Ventura eating a fat burrito. Excellent. I'm pleased to hear it. Hope it's going down well. Stacey, Mrs. Miggins loves her some Killer Queen. Yes, she does. What do you need to know, Graham? I can do You're My Best Friend, actually. That throws everyone out. And I realised I was playing a wrong note up until recently, where it goes... I would hit the low F and then go to the C. But Deacon doesn't. He goes to that... he hits a C, high one, and then hits the low one. There was no low F. Oh, I've got no grip on my fingers. Maybe Mrs. Miggins is a bass player, correct, Patrick Sweeney? We know those sort of people. Or maybe she's got a son that was and had to listen to him learning Killer Queen through the floor, through the ceiling. So, Graham, anything I can help with? Exactly, Stacey, could be. You have your bass on your lap at the moment, multitasking. Good stuff. Crazy little thing called love. Hammer to fall. I want it all and tie your mother down. Oh, you'll sail through that lot. Sail through that lot. Steve Badat, what year is that NG2? 2017. Good to see you, by the way. Thank you for your comments on the posts and the videos and the social media. Very much appreciated. Lewis Wingrove, last Thursday I got to fix and set up Ballistic Trauma's bass guitar. It was a Mitchell 4-string bass. Had feedback, something terrible. Dodgy pickup, microphonic pickup, maybe. Steve Badach, good pronunciation of my last name. Thank you, sir. I try my best. Anything in those songs, Graham, that you need a hand with? A Crazy Little Thing Called Love is fairly simple. Stacey plays that. I taught her it during lockdown when we were doing online lessons. Right, if you really want to impress the band, call up the Fire Fest performance in Australia, which was just before lockdown in 2020. Neil Fairclough on the outro part where Brian's doing his like 5-minute solo. Neil Fairclough plays an absolutely amazing bass part. Just everything about it is glorious, and I've told him so. I said I've nicked that. I use that when I play it now. So they're coming out of going into the final chorus that wraps round. Anyway, there's a load of really lovely bass fills and runs, and it just works. It's really good. So check that out. I presume you've got everything with Crazy Little Thing fine. Yeah, anyway, that's that one. Hammer to fall. Okay, there's a part in there that can sometimes trip you up. It's fairly obvious. It's it's where it comes into the middle section. Lock your door because rain is pouring. Oh, I've done it for a couple of weeks. A lot of that is just pedaling on that song. You just, and then you're back into the chorus. But that, and then in your head you can hear what the change is. But if you don't learn it, it's. We've gone wrong again. And again, get the version right, because I think the single version, certainly on Greatest Hits 2, doesn't do that bit into the B. It just goes into the chorus, which is a solo and stuff there. Hammered for Want It All. Again, I Want It All. You've got the album version, which is also the version on Queen Rocks. You've got the single version, and then you've got the version that they play live. Well, the tribute version from '92 and the version they now play. Got to nail down which version of I Want It All it is that they play. Tie your mother down, it is what it is. It's good, this. Hey, we're having a gig. And yeah, you'll rattle your way through that. You'll get the job. Which, can I ask, Graham, which band is it? If it's one I know, I'll put a word in for you. Lewis Wingrove took off the bridge and sanded the finish off the back and used a multimeter to provide proof of my bullshit. He said, I never saw a dude using a meter on a guitar. There you go. Was it a microphonic pickup, though? Stacey, yes, that Neil version is tremendous. Certainly is. Graham, we'll do. Yeah, played Crazy Little Thing many times in my function band. Good. We'll check out Neil's version for sure. It is outstanding. I said to him, were you just playing off the cuff? He said, yeah, it's just an amalgamation of what I play most nights for that. It's like, okay. But he's a very funky young man, so. You'll be on to a winner. So when they say harmonies, what they mean is they can shout in unison, which isn't really the same kind of thing. So if you can do it, great. Lewis Wingrove, Bad Ground was the culprit. There you go. Lewis Wingo, I went to his show last month and promised myself I would fix that noisy guitar. Good man. Patrick Sweeney, I think Crazy Little Thing is a rite of passage in most function bands. Yep, I've lost count how many times I've played it. Yeah, I agree. Although so many bands all play it differently. How they end it, what they do in the middle. I've heard so many guitarists play the solo wrong, and they don't get that it goes from a major to a minor. They don't get it. The kid was Lewis Wingrove. The kid was totally stoked about his bass. Good, well done, mate. He'll have learnt something because you'll have highlighted it to him. It's great. Yeah. So I'll repeat, a new instalment of the Bass String Experiment series went up about an hour and a half before the live chat started, so about 6:30. So if you haven't checked it out, there is a link. I'll put it in again. And if you want to check it out, let me know. You can let me know directly via the live chat what you think. It's a funny one because there were 2 gigs where I had to do the little chat bit that I do in the car. I couldn't actually film on the gig. One of them was a wedding, and it wasn't going to work. And there was so much, it was music constantly. And at that period in the summer, I was getting, every time I was filming on a festival or a gig or anything, I was getting copyright claims. Thankfully, no copyright strikes, but I was getting them all the time. And it actually turned me off filming those gig report things for the Bass String Experiment on the gig, because I knew I was going to get a tap on the shoulder from the copyright people. And so in the end, it was like, I'm going to have to do this from the car. And then the next gig was the same thing where I was doing a live chat. I think you were on it, Patrick, the one where I was at the festival and there was music playing in the background. As soon as I ended the live chat, I got a copyright claim on it. So I had to edit that chunk out of the video. And again, it was pouring with rain. It was a really godforsaken gig. And I ended up doing it in the car just before I drove home. Patrick, I've been listening to a lot of Dirty Loops material recently. No bad thing. What do you and everyone else think of them? I like Dirty Loops. I don't listen to it particularly much or often, but I'm very aware of what they do and how they do it. So, you know, the fact bands like that can keep going, and I guess because they're not doing it really as a money earner, they're doing it for the enjoyment of playing in that band and playing with each other. That's good in the current day when bands sort of don't last very long generally. Yeah, good. No, I like it. I like it. I like the principle as well. What have I been listening to a lot of lately? I don't know. I've been all sorts. My music player is just kind of set on shuffle at the moment, and I rediscover albums that are long since been put in the rack, and suddenly think, actually, I need to dig that back out. There's some good stuff on there. Been listening to a lot of Prince lately. There's so many albums, you kind of get lost in that. Exploring my old level 42 live MP3s. Old gigs. Listened to Boston 87 last night. It was great. Paris 88, which was at the start of the year. They did a gig in Paris and it was just great. Just before they sort of went off and did, it was the tail end of the Running in the Family tour when they had the Deps in. It was a good gig. Good gig. What else have I had on in the car? Going off to see Mama's Gun tomorrow at Jazz Cafe in Camden. For those who don't know, Mama's Gun is the other band that Andy Platts from Young Gun Silver Fox is in. Congratulations, Andy. He and Sean from Young Gun Silver Fox co-wrote the title track to the new Take That album, which is currently sitting at #1. It's not bad for your career, is it really? Well done, sir. If I see him tomorrow, I'll be shaking his hand and saying, well done, you know, good job. That's quite outstanding. Oh, I could do Killer Queen, couldn't I? Oh, no, not like that. Don't play it all that often. Anyway, that gives you hours of fun learning that one. Lewis Wingrove, I definitely see myself setting up a modification setup shop in the future. Do it. Do it. I love working on instruments. Well, do it. People will always come to you because they don't want to do it themselves, especially when it comes to electronics and pickups. I don't do it. I won't go anywhere near pickups and electronics. If I get people asking me, can I bring my bass to you and you change the circuit and the pickups? No, I don't do electronics because it's, for me, it can end up taking hours and days of your life to find something that's very small. And the returns, when you give someone the bill for it, they're like, I'm not paying that. And it's like, it was taken that long to do it. That's why the bills are just not for me. I'll do setups and, you know, spa treatments for bass, but not electronics and pickups. No, no, no. Graham, Mike, you play live. Do you play by muscle memory or cheat sheets? Generally, I learn it into my brain, and I try and give myself as much muscle memory learning as I can. Rarely use cheat sheets unless someone says, oh, we're going to do this song, and I haven't either got time to learn it, or even like we did good old-fashioned Lover Boy a while back on one of the Queen gigs. We only did it on the one gig. I was like, I think the idea was we were going to do it a lot, and in the end we didn't. But I needed a cheat sheet just to give me the geography. But I'd learned all the part, so the sheet was just there if I needed it. Depends. Well, with Queen, no, I don't do cheat sheets. But sometimes with other bands, like last year, I had to depth for my friend Gary in his band Leather and Lace, and I literally had 36 hours to learn, well, 36 MOR rock tunes. Some of them I already knew, quite a few of them I didn't, some I'd never played ever, and I had to do my best to get the whole lot. I think I ended up with cheat sheets for about 5 of them. The rest I'd learned and just crammed to memory, and the gig was great. Apart from the one tune, I just couldn't get the change. It wasn't sitting in my head. The guitarist kept looking over at me. It's like, I can't change it. I can't change. We're in the middle of the song. We're in the middle of the gig. It is what it is. Just go with it. But yeah, no, generally, I mean, I'd rather not have cheat sheets ever. But sometimes if you're called up to do something short notice, there's no way around it. I don't like, I know how horn sections work, because we have it in Uncle Funk where they just read dots. They don't learn the songs. They just read dots. And when they have depths in, those depths are just reading dots. They have no concept of the rest of the song. All they're doing is reading the music, read the dots. That's great for horn sections because they're not really doing anything other than playing. They're not getting involved in the stage show and what have you. But in terms of a band playing, I want to see them knowing the stuff. I cannot stand, it's my pet hate, and I absolutely can't abide it, is wedding and function bands and covers bands and pub bands, and they're reading off an iPad. Drives me up the wall. Please don't get me started. I will just explode. It drives me absolutely crazy. Why haven't you learned the songs? Why haven't you learned the songs? If you're putting yourself out as adept to playing pub and club stuff, wedding stuff, function stuff, learn the songs. Please just learn the songs. That's what you're being paid to do. Not stand there and read chord sheets or tab off an iPad. What are you doing? That's what orchestras do. They're sat there and the people coming to see them are coming to listen to a recital or whatever. That's fine. But when you're going to see a band and you're expecting excitement and atmosphere and, you know, playing, and people have just stood there reading off an iPad, drives me up the wall. So that's my take on that. I used to book bands into a chain of venues in London, and I started getting complaints from the managers when iPads became a thing. And it became a thing very quickly because a lot of these bands would use depth musicians, depth singer, what have you. And I started to get complaints from the manager saying, I really don't like this band. I said, what's the problem? They've got a singer and she's just reading off an iPad, or a guitarist is reading off an iPad. And it's like, okay. And then I went down to watch it, and I agree. I agree. Okay, we'll get rid of the band. When you then bring it up with the band, they're like, oh, well, it wasn't that big a deal. Well, no, clearly it was. He's the one paying the wages. He doesn't want you back. I'm really sorry. I can't do anything about it. Or you get people in your band that don't use pads. And it just seems to have become a bad excuse for not learning stuff. Okay, you can get someone at short notice and they might have the dots that they had for another band. You've called them up with a day's notice and they'll say, oh, I haven't got time to learn the stuff. Well, okay, in that situation, that might, but not the whole set. Get another player. Get someone who actually knows what they're doing. Pete Quinlan, good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Sorry, you put your live chat message there as I'm venting. Sorry. As we're all getting festive now, what is your favourite Christmas song? The Waitresses is mine because of its stonking bass line. That is a very good bass line. Well, it's Guy Pratt, isn't it? So it would be good. I do have a soft spot for Slade. I know it's overdone, and You know, it's been there virtually the whole of my life, apart from about a year and a half. But I do love that, and it's a winner. It is such a winner. I can't stand listening to Fairy Tale of New York, but I don't mind playing it because of the reaction you get off punters. In my old covers band, we never did it. We never did that. And in fact, we had like a little Christmas medley of like 4 Christmas songs that we would do. That was our token effort at Christmases. Then the band I was in after that, we did Fairy Tale of New York every Christmas, and it went down a storm. It really went down a storm. And I get it. I get the whole thing. It's a lot of people's favourite Christmas song, but I just can't, you know, God rest his soul. I can't stand watching or listening to Shane MacGowan. I'm just really sorry I can't. But there we go. Each to our own. But what you are right. The Waitresses is great. You know, Band-Aid's bass line. I'm not sure John Taylor's playing it. I think probably it is Trevor Horn playing it. But that's got a good bass line. And the tune's great. Takes back to your childhood, doesn't it? Or me anyway. Patrick Sweeney, great bass line, Peter. Yeah, anyone else care to throw their hat in the ring? Now, please don't shoot me down, but Mariah Carey has got a great bass line. It's got a great feel to it. The song drives you up the wall, but that's got a good Motown-y kind of feeling bass line to it. I like playing it. I don't mind playing it. Female singers hate singing it. But yeah, I don't mind playing that. It's good. It's good. Got nice feel for bass. But actually, when you come to think of it, a lot of the stuff that came out the glam rock era here in the UK in the early to mid 70s, any Christmas tunes then had good bass lines. You know, Elton John's, you know, Step Into Christmas. That's great. Dee Murray, isn't it? You know, whatever he's going to play is going to be fairly fabulous. I wish Queen had done a few more Christmas tracks, would make things a bit easier. Yeah. But there we go. We're down to just the 2 for Queen, unfortunately. Anyway, 9:25 here in the UK. This is live chat number 67 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. Good to see you. Thank you for joining in. We've got another 2 live chats to come before Christmas. So we'll be here again next Tuesday. God, my nose is it's like a piece of fluff. It's just decided to hang off my bugle. Sorry. It's not a good look, is it? Keep rubbing your nose. So we've got 2 more live chats. We'll be here again next week from 8 o'clock, and then the week after, which will be Tuesday the 19th, I think. Yeah. And that'll be our last live chat before February. We're going to have a bit of a break over the winter. It gives me some time to actually really get the channel motoring with some new content. So, Kev, just checked out Dirty Loops, great band. Has anyone checked Dutch band The Tibbs? No, I haven't. You're educating me. I will check them out. Let me write it down. I will check it out. I will come back to you next week's live chat. Stacey, all I want for Christmas is for that song to find its demise. Mariah Carey was wrong for that. Yeah. Should have given it to Whitney Houston, probably. But then she did write it, so, you know, it's not like it was written and then hawked around a load of singers. She wrote it, so I think I'm right there, aren't I? Or was it a co-write? Oh, we're out of tune. Tell you what, this bass is playing absolutely great since we did the setup a couple of weeks ago. that you guys saw on the live chat. Plays great. Picato's strings on here, because I didn't have any rotor sound in the gauge that I wanted. I have now. I did my rotor sound trip start of November. Now, that would have been something Whitney Houston do it. Yeah, exactly. Pete Quinlan, as we're talking of favourites, what is your favourite Duran Duran bass line? Mine is Fame. I've always had a soft spot for New Religion. But now well, I'm sorry, I'm just going to open up my music player because you've opened a can of worms there, Peter. Let me move that so I can see the live chat window. Right. I can pull out some crackers here. And actually, can we do... what's the word? Duran Duran Connections, because I would put the whole Arcadia album in there as favourite Duran Duran bass line as well. Love that album. Love that album. I've just put it on my phone, the special edition album of So Red the Rose. That's going to be playing in the car on some of the gig drives. Well, there's so many, Peter, you see. You've started me off now. I mean, most of the Notorious album is great, and actually I love So Misled. I don't think he'd be able to play it live though. I think it would do his head in. But I do love So Misled, and Proposition was one of my favourite lines, and especially because he uses the string detuner on the Kubicki. Nice. I like the bass line on Nice. It's great. I'm just scrolling through here. There's so many good ones, you see. I love, for the simplicity in the tone, Tiger Tiger. I love that. There's some great bass playing on the Astronaut album. There's a couple of songs there. Taste of Summer, of course. Sunrise is simple. I love the feel of it. See, Big Thing didn't have great bass lines. Although I Don't Want Your Love is a great line. It's played generally on the sequencer. But although he did play it live when they were touring it. Let's have a look. Vertigo. I always like the bass line of that, and American Science. And I loved the version on the 87 tour of New Religion, and Hungry Like the Wolf's bass line was, I thought, better on that version that they did. I think the Reflex got a good bass line. It's a shame they didn't get it right the first time for the album, and it took the Nile sort of sausage factory to get it right. But that's a good bass line. It really is. And I always like the bass line on Anyone Out There. Friends of Mine is one of my favourite songs, but I'm not sure the bass line is that great. It's okay. I love what he did with Come Up and See Me. I love the way he changed that bass line. It's great. There's some good bass lines on Liberty as well. Not that I could pick one out as like a favourite, but there were some good lines on there. Let's have a look. There were some good things on Red Carpet Massacre. There was a couple of good bass lines on there. See, I like the version of My Own Way on Rio. I think that's got a great bass line. Actually, the whole song's great. And Hold Back the Rain. That's one of my favourite lines ever of any band. Love that. See, I like Late Bar. Late Bar's great, just as a song, but the bass line's great as well. What's little Shadows on Your Side was a good bass line. Oh, that level, the B-side. So hold on, let's have a look. Oh, is that box? Oh, that's the second box, you idiot. Right, hold on. I'm on the box set of the singles. Hold on. Fame is good, though. I'll give you that. Stacey, you can. Oh, I can see you jumped in on that train of conversation. Quite right. Fast and Light's got a good bass line. Been a while since I listened to that. Yeah, let's all that up. I actually liked the bass line on I Want to Take You Higher on the Thank You album. Thought he did that really well. There's actually quite a few on the Wedding album that I liked, but there's quite a few on there I don't like, bassline wise. He has good moments on most of the albums, to be fair. Although I just wish sometimes he was a little more adventurous in his playing. I guess Nick tells him to quieten it down. But it's a shame. There we are. Patrick Sweeney, I have to play Rio this Friday for the first time in years. Good luck with that, Patrick. Do you practice? You had to relearn it. Exactly. Stacey, Lonely in Your Nightmare is a fave. Very good. Late Bar bassline, yeah. Faster Than Light is a good one. Oh, dear. Do you know what? I haven't played Rio for a band. That's right, 1997. Haven't had to play it since. I was due to do a Duran tribute in April 2020, and obviously because of COVID, gig didn't happen. Had the set list, got the basses, and the gig got pulled. Never to reappear, sadly. So I don't ever really get to play any Duran in anything. I haven't got the looks, I'm afraid. Sadly, once upon a time when my hair was blonde, I probably could have got away with it. But not these days, my friend. Although, let's be fair, what Duran tributes look anything like? They can wear the clothes, but the rest of it, nah. Try getting someone that can do singing Simon's Register and looked how he did then. Anyone else care to contribute to that? Got some favourite Duran bass lines? Any lines that you actually think, yeah, he knew what he was doing? I've got the white GB here. That's coming out this Thursday. In fact, a pair of GBs coming out this Thursday for ABBA. Oh, yes. In fact, the white GB is going to be on a right run of gigs, so it's going to do everything, I think, this side of Christmas. Oh, it's got a strap already on it. That's good. And actually, I just charged the batteries up for the LEDs, so that's a good thing. Go back in as well. This one's got the sound to light controller, of course. So it's going to look lovely when I get my little solo section in Gimme 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 on Thursday. The old band leader will be a bit surprised. He's never seen this bass. He'll love the bass, he'll love the sound, then it'll do the lights. He knows I have basses with lights in, but he doesn't know that the LEDs move. Do it on there. Oh, that one's... Oh. There we go. Scott, good to see you. Just saw you pop up there. For that full Christmas effect. Yeah, very tarty, very flash. That's the whole point. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Martin Fay, I like the bass on the bomb thing. Yes, me too. Although it's a very odd sounding bass. It's Bernard Edwards doing the production, so it's the same as the Power Station kind of bass sound. Very weirdly mixed and without any of the mid clarity that he'd had before. It's a simple line but supports the song so well. Still the only Bond thing to go to #1 in America. Stacey, I like New Moon on Monday. Agreed. Peter Quinlan, have you heard any of Simon Le Bon's work with Nick Wood? No, I haven't. Great stuff, really shows off his vocal harmonies. I'll check it out. I know he's been doing it. I kind of saw some stuff on a Simon related Facebook page, but I didn't go and check any of it out. Stacey, yes, Martin, it just bubbles right along. Yep. So probably by the time we get all the December shows out of the way, it'll be time for this bass to get a restring. So we'll do either a workshop live chat or I'll do a proper long form video. Get it on the workbench, get a new set of strings on it. This has had Rotor Sound Rotos, which I think are nickel based. Not my preference. They would have had a set swing bass on, but they'll be getting a set swing bass once they get changed. And of course, I've got coming up the Fretless series. Got to start work on that once we get the other side of New Year as well. Yeah, just gone past 20 to 10 here in London town. If you've stumbled upon this live chat, it's good to see you. Welcome. Brooks's Bass Corner, coming all the way from London in the UK. Thank you for being on the live chat. get involved if you wish to do so. We're a very friendly bunch. Got any question about bass guitars, amplifiers, speakers, pedals, gig bags, strings, basses generally? Got any problems with some gear, setting up your first pedal board? If you need any help, that's what we're here for. Kev, bassline on Talk Talks It's My Life by No Doubt, insane. I had to learn that once and I was really annoyed because I put loads of effort in to learn it for one gig. Never played it again since. And that'll be 20 years ago this time next year. I played it once. There's a lot going on in that bass line. I remember putting in the effort all through Christmas. After Christmas, I had gigs with my own band. I had a dep gig with a band in Richmond O'Neill's, and there were a load of songs on that list I just didn't play. I didn't play them in my band. Female singer on that band. My band was all male, so there were a load of female-based songs, and I spent like 3 or 4 days getting it all together, and then never played any of those songs again. And that was one of them, because I think it was a hit at the time, or it had been like 6 months earlier. It seemed to be a thing that pub rock bands with girl singers were doing this song. And yeah, I even found my notes for it not so long ago, and I just ditched them. It's like, you're not going to play it. If I had to play it now, I'd just relearn it. In fact, I think I might have taken a photo. I threw the paper notes away, took a photo of it, and it's on my hard drive. Anyone go to see Living Colour and Extreme last night? Or seen them any other time on the tour? I was going to go when it was announced, and I thought, do you know what? Something just tells me December's going to be a little mad, and it has been. We've only had 5 days. It's been quite off the chart already, so probably was a good thing I didn't book tickets. I've got tickets tomorrow for Mama's Gun, and I'm already thinking, am I going to be able to make that? So I've got so much to do. Scott, when is the last time you were in a band playing originals? Do you mean being in a band, being part of a band writing, or do you mean playing for an artist? So if I was in the backing band supporting someone, if it's a band writing the stuff and getting involved in it, 2000? Writing, 2000. I just banged all that on the head in 2000, because the problem was any gigs with original bands would clash with covers gigs, and the covers gigs were paying you good money, and the original band you were losing money. And at the time, the whole music industry here in the UK was changing rapidly, and it wasn't the music industry it had been before, and you could see the writing was on the wall regarding MP3s, downloading. We didn't have iTunes back then. You know, people would just download, and there was no money. You could see all the artists going, where's my money going to come from if people are just downloading everything? There wasn't a structure in place for that, and it didn't appeal. I had a mortgage to pay, I had bills to pay, and I had to make a decision one way or the other, because all the original bands you would get involved with would be like, well, if you're not going to make us a priority, you better go. And it was like, well, it's a bit hard to make you a priority when I'm being offered £300 to play a wedding or a function or whatever on a Saturday, and you want me down at the Dog and Horse playing for nothing on a bill with 5 other bands, and they all want to use my backline and blow it up. And then chances are I'm going to get a parking ticket, and you got to pay for your food and drink, and you're hanging around for hours on end. And it was like, there's no competition. And in the end, I just thought, you know what? Your plans of being an original musician and making a living doing that, just change your angle slightly, become a covers player. And it's worked out okay, you know. I had commitments, I had responsibility in terms of paying a mortgage, and that had to take priority. Otherwise, I'd have had to have got a job, and doing originals at the weekend was not going to make me very happy, I didn't think. And if a really great original project had come my way in the meantime, I could have taken that up, but nothing ever did. I just kind of didn't bother with it. I did backing original artists, so I was in the backing band and getting paid by the record company. Did that. But again, then that started to fall foul where they were getting gigs on Fridays and Saturdays, not paying you as much as your covers gig was going to earn you. And then it's like, that was already in my diary. Yeah, but oh, you know, we're promoting the album. Then you've got to match what I'm getting paid on that. Because if I come and do these gigs, I'm earning no writing money. I'm getting no songwriting money. I'm getting no publishing money. What's in it? At any point, an MD could come in and ditch the band and bring in his or her own people. There's no security in that. So like I say, the covers thing took the priority. Ooh. Yeah, that's my take on that. Sad but true. Yeah, it's all good. I can't complain. I've had a great career. I've had a really good career. Thank you to the new 2 subscribers. Since we started the live chat, we've gained 2 subscribers. So thank you very much. The impressions click-through rate on the new bass string video is very low. 0.8%. It's not good. It's not good at all. That's not good. This video is reaching a wide audience on YouTube, leading to a lower click-through rate. Wider audiences are often less likely to choose to watch a video, but the lower click-through rate is not harming this video's view count. Oh yeah, I'll be the judge of that, pal. If anyone's watched that video, let me know your thoughts. Did you enjoy it? Is it funny? Is it not funny? I don't know. There's only a couple more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4 videos in that series left to go. It will all be wound up before Christmas. Scott, are you eyeing any bass Christmas presents for yourself this year? No, sir. I've just bought a new camera in the box there. I ordered a new camera last week as part of the Cyber Week. There were 3 cameras I was looking at. I kept my eye on for about a year. And I was watching one of them on Amazon and the price was pretty good. And I was coming back from walking my mother-in-law's dog. And I was thinking, should I just pull the trigger on that? It was up at $849. I didn't see that there was a voucher for it for $749 at the time. And I was thinking, that deal could go. And it might not be there again. You don't know. You never know. And I got home. And for some reason, I was on Top Cashback. And a deal popped up for Canon. And I thought, maybe I should just go on there, see what their price is. Anyway, before I realised that Amazon was doing the camera I wanted at $749, I saw it on the Canon site at $749, part of a pack, content creator pack. And I thought, I could do that on one of my credit cards that's got 0% on purchases through until 2025. And I thought, well, at some point you've got to buy a new camera. So might as well be now. Might as well put your foot in that water and just do it. So there it is in the box, ready to go. So no bass related presents at the moment, Scott. I'm doing okay with everything I've got. Maybe the occasional pedal when I see certain pedals come up. that I'm going to feature here on the channel. I bought a load this year. I still haven't done the videos for them. I will. They're coming. Actually, I've got my eye on a Source Audio Gemini Chorus and a Source Audio Mercury Flanger. So I will be keeping my eyes open for those in sales on the other side of Christmas. If any of you see either of those pedals going cheap, and I'm kicking myself because the Gemini Chorus went second hand on eBay about 2 months ago for 90 quid instead of like 200. I'm gutted. I should have had that. Didn't have my head screwed on. I wasn't looking for the pedal at that point. Blaine Lewis, good to see you. Last Chance on the Stairway, Duran is a great bass line. Yes, it is. And I'm so pleased that I got to see them play that this year at the O2. They haven't played it in years and years and years. And I'm really glad they played it, because they didn't then play it in America. I don't think. Maybe they did it on 1 or 2 of the early shows, but it didn't sort of feature in the set for a lot of their tour. So I'm glad we got that at the O2. Yeah, where are we? It's coming up towards 10 o'clock, isn't it? Live chat 67 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. Some of you may have noticed, the eagle eye amongst you, if you ever look back through like the video listings here on the channel, I actually updated a load of the thumbnails over the weekend. So we did our first live chat almost 3 years ago, at the end of 2020, when I did the I was announcing the launch of the Trace Elliott Elf combo competition. Seems like a lifetime ago. And what I've tended to do is have like one thumbnail for 10 videos. So we're approaching 70 videos here doing the live chat. So, and generally I've kept them the same since about all 30. We've started to incorporate basses in the graphics and what have you. And at the weekend I thought, well, the thing is, I get views on the live chats like for a couple of days after each live chat, which is people catching up, but I don't really generally get many views, apart from maybe the Neil Fairclough one, the Andy Taylor one, the one with Micah from Alembic. I don't generally get views on live chats that are historical, that have already sort of passed. And I thought, well, the fact that some of the recent live chats have been workshop videos, and actually I had an email from some guy who watched one of them and said, oh, I want to know how to do this and that, and we sort of had an email conversation about it. And I thought, well, those videos need to go in the workshop workbench playlist. I need to make thumbnails clickable, really. I need to do some work rather than the bog standard, this is the thumbnail for the 10 videos. And so I went in on Saturday and started trying to do some new thumbnails, and it seems to be having an effect. Some of the older live chats are starting to get views. So if any of you have noticed those thumbnails, or you've seen them popping up in your suggested browse feed here on YouTube, let me know what you think. I think they look a whole lot better. But yeah, let me know. Blaine Lewis, plenty of Christmas gigs. No, sir, not plenty of Christmas gigs. 6 gigs. 6 gigs this side of Christmas. Got one on Boxing Day. Got no New Year's Eve. I've got one Depp gig, which is this Saturday. My record in December is 23. This year, I've got a total of 7. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the cost of living crisis. I suspect it's me getting older and I'm falling off the list of the debt list for a lot of bass players. I'm too old, 51, old and past it. And I think also the fact that I'm now not in any bands that play on the London covers circuit. People have just forgotten I'm here. I don't tend to do a lot of wedding band work. I do some, but not lots. And generally most of my work is either tribute stuff in theatres or with Uncle Funk, and we're kind of not that we're an enclosed unit, but when you get loads of work with one band, you tend to do all that work. That's what I do. I don't sort of tend to drop in and out in case I've been offered another gig, or I'm not one to jump ship for the highest paying gig on a given day. Never done that in my life, in my career. It's probably a waste of, for me, that's an integrity issue. But I'd probably have a lot more money in my pocket. But then would I have got a lot of the residual callbacks that I get because people can rely on me to do the work? But no, blame Lewis. Not plenty of Xmas gigs. I could do with a whole lot more. But 3 this week, 3 next week, and then 1 on Boxing Day. That's it. One of the worst Decembers I've had, to be honest with you. It is what it is. It is what it is. Normally, I judge a December by about August or September. You can start seeing how the diary is sort of coming together. And normally then when you hit late September, October, the phone is going, emails are going, people are messaging you. Are you available for this date? Can you do that? And you fill the diary up. There's been none of that this year. A couple of the bass player groups that I'm part of on WhatsApp, deadly quiet. Deadly quiet. You know, the prime Fridays and Saturdays in December. Been very few people looking for depth cover. New Year's Eve, I haven't even been offered a New Year's Eve yet. None of the bands I play with are doing a New Year's Eve gig as far as I'm aware. If they are and I haven't been asked, then fair enough. But no, I haven't been offered. Actually, I tell a lie. I think I was offered. Was I offered one? I think someone was asking, or they got a booking, potential booking in. They were basically messaging lots of musicians to see who was available to see if they could put a band together. I said I was available, and then the inquiry went. They didn't get the gig anyway, so it didn't happen. But no, anyone, if you need a depth bass player, I'm here and quite available. And certainly between Christmas and New Year, apart from Boxing Day, I'm free every day. I'm here. See, the way I've always looked at it is, if you give someone a depth gig and ask them to cover for you, chances are they're going to reciprocate. And I've been quite fortunate that in my experience, night Kev, take it easy. Thank you for joining in. Good to see you. My view is generally that if you offer someone a depth gig, they'll offer you some work, and it becomes a sort of symbiotic two-way thing. And generally that's the way it's been. Seems to be a thing now that I don't know, I see it more and more amongst the youngsters. They're just not really, I think it's a COVID hangover thing. I think there just is a lack of work and way too many bands, and so there's not enough gigs to go around. So with that in mind, it's not surprising that there isn't a whole load of Christmas work. I'm grateful for what I've got, but there's just not a huge amount there. Are we getting a change of bass? Would you like a change of bass? What do you want? What do you want? What would you like? There's a lot here. Take your pick. Pick that one up in a while. Yeah, what was I? That's the strap for the GB. Oh, about a bit of Spectre love. Don't pick this one up often enough. It doesn't have the tone I need for Uncle Funk generally. Oh yeah, the button's there, isn't it? There's no batteries in it. Stacey, no, I don't think it was a set standard over here. No, it wasn't. Kev went to bed. Scott M, I don't play out anymore, but I've noticed there are no bands at the clubs, bars that I've been to this winter here in Virginia, in the US. I still think it's a COVID hangover thing. I don't know what the scene in the US is, but I would imagine that's it. Some of those bars are probably still trying to recoup their losses from COVID, and so aren't hiring bands. I know that's the case over here in the UK. There is a couple of venues, certainly here in London, that haven't started having bands back since COVID took place. Before that, they had always had bands, sometimes 3-4 times a week. Now they don't, they just have DJs. It's economics, isn't it? Blame Lewis, definitely a lack of work. So many pubs and clubs closing. I think that's it. And there's only so much private booking work to go round. And if you've got loads and loads of bands, and let's be fair, the music colleges, education places here are churning out musicians constantly every year. And there's nothing to say they can't. And certainly there's nothing to say those musicians can't get the work. They can. But there's just not enough work to go around, really. It's hard. It's hard. The problem for me is the three bands I'm in pretty much rely on festival work and summer work. They're not cheap propositions as such. So you're not going to pick up a £1,000 wedding gig, or the pub and club stuff. It's not. So unless I get myself into a pub band or a pub club band or another function band, or set one up, but I really just don't want to have to be running a band. I've done that. I've done it. Richard Evans, wowzers! It's got to be about 50 live chats since you were last on here, sir. Hope you're well. I think costs are hitting everyone and everything. Our holiday cottages are quite too quiet too. Exactly. I just don't think people have got the money to spend. Good to see you, by the way. I hope everything's good. Yeah, it is what it is. The way I'm looking at it, I can be quite sort of, I can get a bit down about the lack of work, but the way I'm looking at it is, and I certainly, you know, over the weekend, I made use of it. Friday and Saturday, I didn't sit there moping because I didn't have gigs. I got on with doing YouTube stuff, because for me, this is the long range, long planning, long distance money earner for the next 20 years of my life. So where I can't put loads of time into it, like during the summer, because I'm so busy with gigs, now I can. So although I would like to have more gigs, so I've got cash to get through January, February, what have you, I'm sort of quite focused at the moment in creating as much content for the channel, good content, to see if that kicks the algorithm into touch and the videos start making more money. So, but basically at the moment the priority is get the bass string video series done, finished, put to bed, and then all the new stuff can sort of start flooding through. It's all there. I've got it all listed out what I need to do. So it's just time consuming. It's hard. I don't know how some, well, I do. The popular YouTubers who are doing really well have a team behind them. So they have one guy doing the graphics, doing the thumbnails, someone else doing the idea generation, someone else doing the editing, someone else doing the social media, someone else taking care of all the lighting and everything. That's how they do it. It's a business. They basically have a premises and they knock those videos out on a daily basis. That's how they do it. If you're a one-man operation like me, that don't happen. You got day-to-day life to take care of, you know, which is why during the summer it's hard for me to get into a regular routine of content creation, because every day there's gigs going on, gig inquiries, got to learn stuff. The lovely thing I've got, apart from this Saturday when I've got to learn about 18 songs out of a 32 song set, there's quite a few songs on there, modern things that I've never played. ABBA on Thursday, that's had a couple of run throughs, got another run through of that tomorrow. Other than that, I haven't got to learn anything, so that's pretty good in my book. Normally December is full of learning, playing every day, and I haven't got that this year. So hopefully you're going to see some great stuff here on the channel. That's my plan anyway. Stacey, it's totally economics. Correct. This needs new strings. This set of strings went on nearly 11 years ago. Set of piccatos from Israel. Well, I don't mean the piccatos were from Israel. I took this with me to my my yearly jaunt over to a lap that I used to do. I took this bass and I was playing around with string gauges while I was out there. So I had a couple of sets of 4000s and a couple of sets of 4505s, and from that I was able to make some cuts. I did 4000s, I did a 4505, and then the third set I put on, because we were there 28 days, the third set I put on was get it right, 100, 80, 65, 45, and that's what this is. And I then ordered up custom sets from Picato. This was pre moving to Rotosound. That was 2 years later. E string's dead, although not as dead as the E string that was on the Empathy. That was seriously dead. Ooh, intonations out. How are you, Richard Evans? Anyway, long time no see. Hope everything's all right up north. A little cold, I see. I presume you've had snow. Oh dear, I can't play when I'm sat in the chair. My hand, I'm all like that. Mr. Pie Face. Yeah. Snow, it's flipping freezing. All good, and we won an award too. Well done, sir. Good work. Ooh. No one's commented on the string video that I put up about an hour and a half before we went live. Any of you have watched it? Let me know what you think. Like it? Don't like it? Is it good? Is it funny? Pointless? Let me know. Tell me what you think. See, 2 of you have sent messages via the channel. I will reply to those. So it's Steve Badach and Peter Quinlan. I will reply to your messages after the live chat's finished. You will get a reply, I promise. I'm pretty good like that. I reply to all my my messages on the videos. So who's got bass-related Christmas presents coming in there, coming from Santa? Or are people holding on to their money and checking out the sales? Now, who was it asked me if I had... Scott M. Yeah, am I eyeing any bass Christmas presents? Not really, Scott, because not so long ago I bought the Bootsy space bass, which I'm sure you've seen. I'm assuming you have. So that was, you know, that was a good, a fair chunk of cash spent on that. So yeah, no real base purchases coming my way anytime soon, I don't think. But I apologise for the mess in the background. I've had so much going on the past couple of days. It's that time of year. It gets a little mad. But the thing is, once my gigs finish next Saturday on the 16th, that's it. I've got no more gigs until Boxing Day, so I can actually spend some time here in the office getting everything sort of neat and tidy and ready for a massive filming session throughout January. Might do a pedal board video. Could be quite a lengthy video, actually. So I've said for like the past 2 years, I've got to redo my my pedal train board that I use for Uncle Funk doing the festivals. I bought a load of pedals last year and this year that I want to include on that board. But I need to do the videos as well. I need to do the review videos, the demo videos, any critique videos, and get them on that board. I will be doing a video of me building that board, going through all the pedals, which ones are we going to use, what sequence are they going in, get them all cabled up, make the pedal board all tidy, and we will see. And practice, and in the new year, the fretless stuff. That has to happen. Tell these strings are dead because when I'm slapping, they're not. You're not getting any. There's no metallic, really. Could be an action thing, actually. How's your bass playing going, Richard? I don't get questions from you on your bass stuff anymore. Or have you not got time for playing much? It's a great little video. Footage is really fab. Are we talking about the bass string one, Stace? Thank you very much. It's hard. Some of that stuff, I've realised the camera on my phone, as good as I thought it was, on occasion when lighting is low, it isn't great. I don't know. There might be a setting on my phone that's changed over time, but the daylight stuff is okay, but the nighttime stuff gets really weird, like very blocky and not very clear at all. I'll check the settings out, see if something has been adjusted at some point. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, joining us this evening. We've got 2 more of these live chats before Christmas, then we're going to take a break until February. If you've not been on a live chat before, you're very welcome. Good to see you. This is Brooks's Bass Corner. This is the video window. Directly below, if you're on the mobile app, it's a live chat window. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. Just put your cursor, your pointer, your mouse, whatever you want to call it, into the live chat window. Type your question or comment, press send. It appears here on my live chat. Once I see it, I can respond to it. At the bottom of the live chat window, you've got an emoji icon. Next to that, you've got the super chat facility. So if you wish to make a financial contribution to the channel, hopefully keep the channel running for as long as possible, feel free to do that. It's free to watch the videos, but if you want to help the channel out, lubricate the wheels of the algorithm, a super chat payment is very much appreciated. Underneath the video, you got a thumbs up, thumbs down. Please give the video a thumbs up if you'd be so kind. If you give it a thumbs down, then please leave a comment in the comments section so that I know, or you can tell me what you don't like or how I can improve things. I can't make the videos in the channel better if you don't tell me what the problem is. That's how I look at it anyway. If you aren't already a subscriber to the channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notifications when I make a community tab post, when we're doing a live chat, when I post up a video, or when we're doing an impromptu live chat. And those do happen. Usually when I'm out on gigs, I'll just press go live and boom, I'm in the room. Along where the icons are, you've got thumbs up, thumbs down, you got share, you got the save button, you got the shop button for merchandise, and then you've also got the love heart with the dollar symbol in. That's called super thanks. Works exactly the same way as super chat on the live chats. So again, if you wish to make a financial contribution to the channel, you can do it via that method if you wish. Super thanks exists on every video here on the channel because we're a monetized channel. In the description box, you'll find merchandise links for the UK and Europe store, US and worldwide store, and you'll find affiliate links for Thomann, Amazon, Gear for Music, and Andertons, all of which go to help support the channel. You'll also find social media links for Breathe In, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, Be Real, Reddit, Quora, Discord, TikTok, and Threads. Richard Evans, band is back together, so playing again. Excellent. Unfortunately, I have a pinched nerve in my neck. Okay. C4, 5, 5 and 6. I can't feel my first and second finger and thumb. That's not a good start. Mate, you're falling to bits. Is there anything they can do? I'm hoping there is. Otherwise, it doesn't sound like you're going to be playing much. Although I guess if you can't feel anything in your first, second fingers and your thumb, you can just blam away and you don't need to worry about hitting the strings hard. You're not going to feel it. But sorry, I don't mean to make light of that issue. Injection or operation? What, ongoing injections? If you have the operation, is it just the one and then it's sorted? Band has said it hasn't affected my playing. They say I'm still rubbish. I'm sure you're being too harsh on yourself there, young sir. Say to them, well, in that case, it won't hurt me when I give you a smack. Because I won't be able to feel it. One thing I will be doing when we get through past Christmas, and I've got some time in January, I'm going to check out, there's a whole, stumbled down a rabbit hole at the weekend of how to play with a pick like Bobby Vega and Cody Wright, and it's something that's fascinated me for a couple of years. Just never got the time to do it, and to be honest, it's not something I can apply in a lot of things I play in, but I think it's just a really good tool to have in your armory. I can play with a pick, but not in the whole where you're using the pick to create the rhythm. And I'm quite mesmerized when he does it, and it can be, doesn't look fast when he's doing it, but there was a video where the guy slowed it all down and then built it up, and it was quite, oh, now I get it, okay. But it goes by quite quick, and it's something you got to really kind of practice, but I'm willing to give it a go. And I've got the picks. I think they're in the garage. They're in my pick box. But let's have a look. Have I got one here? Just bear with me a minute. General clutter on my desk. It's not that one. This must be one of the mugs over there. But I've got a 73 Tortex. Is it that one? Might be that one. Let me just check. Bear with me a moment. No, it ain't that one. It'll be one of the mugs over there. Got a bunch of 73s over there. It's got to be a 73. Got to have the flexibility. This is a 1mm. It's too rigid. Got to have a 73. Woohoo! Richard Evans, you've seen me play them, Patrick. Has got me looking at a super light short scale bass. Plenty of those about. Plenty of short scales. Super light is the name of the game. I still think, I've said this to you before, I still think you should buy a Fender Precision Light. Got one right there. You can get them reasonably cheap, second hand. They've been around for 34 years, 35 years. It's light as a feather. Nothing to it. Super light. I think you might like one. Sometime, I mean, you won't get one that cheap now. But they were. I remember seeing them going for like 250 quid. Not that long ago, probably 6-7 years ago. I think they're now becoming vintage because they've been around for 30, well, 88. I think they first appeared 88, 89. I bought my one in 90. So yeah, super light, 7 pounds in weight, if that, because the body's made of basswood. It's not precision as you might expect, and it's active. 2 pickups, 2 band EQ, although you did get some with 3s as they moved over into like the zone range. No. 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 Mm. Mm. used to play in a Green Day tribute. Don't play that stuff anymore. That was a good bass line. No. Hey! The old playing's not good tonight. Hope it gets better before Thursday. Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a quick. Yes. Oh, let's just check on the. Subscribers. Have we gone up any? No, just the 2 so far. Excellent. Thank you very much. If you're still watching, the 2 people who've joined this evening, welcome aboard. Hope you find something here on the channel you like. Please feel free to check out all the content that's here on the channel. There's plenty of it. I think I'm hurtling towards 500 videos at the current state of play. If you're watching Russell Zauner, I've got your message there in the channel comments and mentions. I'll reply after the live chat's finished. Tomorrow will be like boot camp for me. Well, I haven't done a gig for 2 weeks, and now going to be doing December. It's going to get frantic, so I have to kind of get my fingers right, get my hands right, get the calluses up to toughness, because otherwise you get to the weekend, get to Saturday after 3 gigs, and the fingers will be throbbing. Don't want that. So tomorrow's boot camp a bit for me during the day. Get the fingers roughed up. Lots of exercises, metronome work. Run ABBA. Got Mariah Carey to learn for Friday with Uncle Funk. And then I've got the function band set to have ready for Saturday. But the good thing is I got that string video up and out, so that is done. Next one I'll try and do for Sunday, and then maybe get the final couple done quite promptly, and then I can just release them across next week. We've got, I think we've got 8 people watching at the moment. You're very welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for being part of tonight's live chat. Okay, we've got any more questions? We're going for 2.5 hours. If there's not a huge amount of activity in the next couple of minutes, maybe we'll wrap this up early and we'll have an early night. Not that I want to. I'm quite happy to do another sort of half an hour to 45 minutes if that's if people are up for that. If you've got any questions about bass guitars, bass amps, bass speakers, pedals, strings, Chowney's a good shout, Patrick, for the short scale super light bass, Richard. You got any questions about basses, amps, speakers, gig bags, strings, pedals, anything to do with bass playing, gear wise, playing wise, whatever you wish to talk about, stick it in the live chat window and we'll have a chat about it. Oh dear. Oh. Oh. Action. I know why I put this up. I think it was while we were in lockdown, because I used to have quite a low action on this and the strings were dying off and just rattling a lot. Raise the action. I think it's gone too far and I haven't played it for a couple of years. Richard Evans, there's one on Marketplace near me in Alnwick. There you go. Go check it out. Go check it out. If it's not for you, pass on by. Little truss rod adjustment required here, I feel. Does that show it? It always looks black, but it's not, it's blue. Oh, Mum's here. Sorry, Mum, just remembered I'm watching now. Hello. You'll have to watch on catch up, Mum. We've done 2.5 hours. Richard Evans. Yeah, it's my mum. Richard. Yeah, just change the old bass over. Very good. Here we are. Now then, let me look in there. Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining in tonight, guys and girls. It's good to have you along. So where are we? It is just gone 25 to 11 here in the UK. I think we'll give it another 5-10 minutes and then we'll wind down. I think the conversation is kind of dried up a little. So keep your eyes peeled. Probably around about Saturday, Sunday, I'll have the next string video up. And then, like I say, I'll try and get the next couple. Well, there's only a couple left through the week next week, and then it will be on to the new stuff, the new shorts, all of that. And then in the new year, we've got the podcast. We'll have the Fretless series. That'll be the next series of videos. Loads of reviews, loads of demos. A lot of that stuff's been backed up for the best part of a year, but I had to get the bass string thing done and finished off. It takes a lot of time to do those videos. It's you might watch it and think, that's all right, you just pre-recorded it, and then you can just sort of fit it in, and it actually takes about 8 or 9 hours to do each one of those in the editing. There's a lot going on. I know a lot of people do YouTube and they just record a video and bang it out, and that's fine if you've got lots and lots of subscribers already. I'm not blessed with lots and lots. I've got a very nice, manageable, smaller amount, and I'm very grateful for it, because you all get involved and watch the videos and come on the live chats and what have you. So it's all cool. But there are some channels. I mean, something popped up last night on my feed. A young lady, she's only got 3 videos, but one of them is her interviewing Brian May, and her channel's just taken off, just gone poof. And that's great, good for her, well done. But those of us who've done, like, I'm moving towards 450 videos, on towards 500. You've put in all that work, and you're still waiting for the cogs of the algorithm to go bang, and it shoots off. It'll get there. Might be a long drawn out process, but we'll get there. But yeah, so yes, come January, once we get into the new year, there'll be a whole new load of new series, new content, regular stuff. There's a couple of things, that could become like a regular weekly video series. We'll see. I won't divulge it all yet, but there's lots of ideas in the pot, put it that way. We'll see how we go, see how much time there is. I suspect there'll be a lot the first 3 months of the year, because the diary's looking quite fallow at the moment, which is fine. It means I just plow more time into doing this, so it's all good. It's all good. Okie dokes. I think we'll start winding down. So thank you everyone for attending tonight's live chat. Thank you for getting involved. Thank you for all the messages, all the new subscribers, all the thumbs ups. Really appreciate it. Can't do it without you. We'll be back here next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. We will do live chat number 68. And as I said earlier, once we get past live chat 69, we're going to take a month or so off, recharge the batteries a bit, and come back and see you with all guns blazing in February. And then in January, while we've got some downtime, I can really kind of get my head on and get loads of new stuff up. So keep watching the channel. There's going to be plenty of it there. Make sure you hit the notification bell and select all. Then you'll see everything as it's going up, whether it's a community tab message, live chat, impromptu live chat, long form content, short form content. There'll be loads of all of it. Yeah, so it's all good. And I've got to get the new camera out of the box and get that all up and firing. So you're going to see a change in how the videos and the photography looks, because we're going a little more upmarket. So I've got to learn how to use that, which should be a real joy. I like point, click, done. That's my general thing. I've now got a bells and whistles camera, and I've got to learn how to use it. So that's going to be enlightening. Probably a few swear words. I might have to get a swear tin for that. And yeah, we'll see. But anyway, on that note, thank you very much everyone for joining in tonight on Live Chat 67. It's been a blast. Thank you for everything you do for the channel. It's great. Very much appreciated. Keep an eye out for the videos this week, and there'll be more sort of over the weekend once I get the next 3 gigs out the way. So I'm gigging Thursday, Friday and Saturday. And I'll see you back here next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, London Town. Live chat 68. Take care of yourselves. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon. All the best.